Enthuse about a specific topic, not realizing that most people listening will fail to understand it. That's a geek out. This is the show, the Geek Out Show.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Gil from Black Hole Comics and also the host of the Geek Out Show podcast. It's been a while. I've been gone in San Diego Comic-Con, but I'm joined here with Adrian, aka That Guy's Customs, right? That Guy's Customs on Instagram. What's going on, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. It's like you froze for a second.
Yeah,
No,
I'm just going normal service. I figured the Wi-Fi wasn't the greatest in my garage. My bad.
No, it's all good,
What's
bro.
up, everybody? Thank you for having me, Gil. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, bro. I know that you've followed and interacted with me for a while, and I followed and interacted with you for a while. I want to say probably a couple of years now at this point, to be honest.
Yeah, I was introduced to you by Detour Customs. I remember seeing him on your page, and you guys just chopping it up. Yeah, almost 3 years. I think about 3 years.
Yeah,
we've been kind of in the community, but man, this thing grows so quickly. There's every other day there's a new person, and it feels like. Do you ever feel like the first group of people you met on here, it's almost like you have to actively search for them on your Instagram, like you don't see them anymore.
That's for sure.
It's just weird, and you feel kind of like, man, where are my homies at?
It's definitely I've said this in the past, the algorithm, man, they want to push your homies to the side, and they're like, oh, follow this influencer, look at this new thing, look at that. I'm like, dude, I don't care about like these dances and these big booty this and food that. I mean, the food a little bit, but like I want to see the homies and like what they're creating, what they're taking pictures of, and action figure this, style that, and stuff like that. I'm just like, what the hell? Like,
no, and that's the thing. If you give the algorithm any type of love, it changes your page.
Everything.
There definitely was a moment that it was like. I definitely saw a couple big booties, and then all of a sudden, in the next couple of weeks, I was like, "Yo, my whole account is just like a thirst trap," and it's like, it's just like block accounts, get them out of here. Like, I mean, my toy account, I need to see active toys because I think a few weeks, no, it was definitely more than that. I just stopped getting like the Mezco, like like you start seeing all the toys that are coming out, or you get the hey, hurry up and pre-order now, man. Yep. It was just keep this account toys.
Yeah, for reals, bro. And
who knows? Because who knows what the algorithm's gonna throw at us right now? Because it's listening. Toys.
Have you seen that? Like you can like manually fix it. It just sucks that we got to manually do it. So like the top of the app, like there's a way to change it from like the algorithm stuff to like you could physically change it to chronological order for your friends.
Oh, really?
But you have to physically tap on it each time. So, like, anytime that you leave IG, you have to do that again.
Oh, so like every time you open the app?
Yeah. So, like, if you close it, like if you close out and you come back into it, automatically goes to the algorithm stuff. But you can't. There is a way to physically change it, manually change it to all your friends in chronological order.
Man, that's wild. Man, Instagram is like work.
Yeah, right.
It's definitely, but it's great because you get to see when you actually just jump into like the discovery mode and you start looking at other people's artists or certain hashtags, and you start seeing like, oh man, there's so many people that are into the kind of the same thing, or I'm doing, or I'm into the same thing they're doing because they've been doing this for years, and damn, I never thought about doing something like that. You start getting so much inspiration off whether it's photography, whether it's builds, or just concepts that that other artists are doing that just kind of change your mindset and really push you to, I don't know, kind of get a little more creative or push your own envelope.
Absolutely. And Adrian, just so that people who don't know who you are, if you could just like run down who you are and what you do. I feel like
Um,
if I was to do it, it would kind of be a disservice. But like, I know you from like doing dios and stuff like that, and being part of the. I consider that all under the umbrella of like custom stuff, right? Customs
yeah.
and dioramas and all that. Like it's I feel like that it's kind of oversimplification, but like that's basically what it breaks down to. But if
You
you want to
know,
give the people an overview.
it's. Thank you. It's nothing crazy. I didn't invent the wheel. I jumped into this hobby 6 years ago, like the toy photography aspect of it. So I got into the photography aspect of it, and I realized like, there's a place for builders. I started reaching out to Detour Customs, Bone Claw Customs, a lot of like the people that were making the models. I was like, dude, this is what you're doing, and I just kind of fell into it. I've always been an artist, but this medium of like miniature dioramas and models, it really kicked off about 6 years ago, and I've been very lucky enough and fortunate enough that I just kind of build stuff and people are into it, and whether I sell them, I don't ever, unless I actively take a commission. I'm not here to, oh, let me build you whatever. I'm not the commission guy really. I like to just build stuff because I'm just as everyone else. I'm a collector first, but I'm leaning a little towards the model making because with everything, with all these cool figures going out and coming out, you can build your own universe for them, and that's the aspect I love about it. Being able to just kind of either get a new figure like the new pink skulls, like, you know what, I need a clubhouse for them, I need a stage, or I want to be able to kind of give my figures their own world. But yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last 6 years. I'm not opposed to customs or commissions, but I like to do this just for fun. It's a really fun creative outlet, and I've met some really cool people the last 6 years, yourself included, Gil. And it's just a really cool hobby.
Definitely. And like it's funny that you bring up like doing things that are cool. Like here goes my Doctor Strange, the most
Woo!
recent one. There's nothing fancy. Like all I did is I just did some panel lining because I was
Uh-huh.
like this the cape has like a great sculpt on it and it has like the pattern already there, but like you can't really make it out, you know? So I was like if
Which
you just
which
hit it.
Doctor Strange is that?
This is the Walmart one. The one that came out like a couple months ago.
That's
And
the that's like the
it
I'm
has
not
like three
certain.
different heads and it
Oh,
comes with
okay, yeah.
the battle axe.
Yeah. Okay. So that's like the I guess the older, or is the retro looking one.
Yeah, the retro looking one. Yes,
I just found this guy a few
that's
weeks ago.
from
Yeah.
Multiverse Wave, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's such a cool figure.
Yeah.
But damn. So you said, what did you add to the figure?
Oh,
You did the detail
yeah.
line?
So I did the I brought out the detail by using like a Gundam marker,
Oh,
and I just added some black panel lining, so you could actually make out the sculpt in the what you call it, the cape right here.
uh-huh.
Because like before it
Cool.
was just like yellow, and like if you would have photographed it or if I would have brought it up on here, it just looks like a yellow border, nothing else. You can't
Mhm.
make out any of the detail, but there's such great detail in there that I was like, okay, well if I hit it with a brown marker or a black marker or something, it's going to emphasize the sculpt and you could actually like see it and it's going to come up on camera and all that stuff. Just
Those
little small things like that is cool, I feel like.
I mean, there are so many figures out there that with a simple black wash brings so many details. Like a lot of Star Wars, like the Black Series, excuse me, K2SO, or just kind of like, not even just the droids. Anyone that's kind of wearing, I mean, they've been in a war for God knows how long. And, and to come out with those bright, like the starfighters, the bright orange jumpsuits, it's like,
Yeah,
what
everything
what
looks
is this, your
brand new.
first day, cadet?
Yeah,
It
everything looks
just
brand new.
definitely a black wash brings out so much detail and things, which is, I never realized that because I never I never got into I guess the customizing of figures.
Yeah.
There's a few things like I think the most I've done is like swaps for like Mezco, or maybe add certain cloth parts to like Marvel Legends. But I look, this is the most I've got. This is the figure that I'm working on.
Let me see that. I'm gonna blow that up.
Just a basic body, but
okay, there we go.
The question: those markers that you use for the cape, oil based or?
You know what? That's a great question. I'm not sure. They're just Gundam markers. I just got Gundam markers on Amazon. That's all I did. I just typed in and I was just like, okay, that works. Because I first tried like a Sharpie like back like a few years ago, and I'm like, the black Sharpie tends to turn like a purple, like a purplish. With
purple,
the
and depending on the oil, like the wetness of your hand, Sharpies will always start fading. They'll start not dripping, but like just smearing. Unless you actually throw a seal on them. I mean, Sharpies are great permanent markers, but on certain surfaces, they're just going to make a mess. Yeah, it's super trash.
So the Gundam marker works great, and I actually did that to my, the retro-carded armor Spider-Man, like the silver and black suit. I hit it with the Gundam markers, and it changed that figure completely. Damn. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about, but like if you ever watched the 90s animated series, it was the one that came up in that one, like in the Clone Saga or whatever.
Not too sure.
I'll pull it up in a second, but let's go ahead and get into the Geeky Background Check. Are you familiar with that at all?
Remind me.
The Geeky Background Check is a gauntlet of questions just to see if we can continue this interview. If not, if you don't pass, I would have to kick you off. It's basically checking your geeky card. It's putting it to the test.
I might get kicked real quick. You asked me about that retro Spider-Man, and I'm looking at you like,
So the Geeky Background Check actually, like, it basically like a quick checklist of all the sections that we talk about on our main show.
Yeah.
So the first one is just going to be like to gather a little bit of history on you, and where did your love for the like everything geeky, like everything, just anything, honestly, where did it start? Like your first memory of it?
First memory, I think I got a used bag of Ninja Turtles, and like I'm sure my parents got like at a garage sale. One day, and it was just everything from, I remember the blimp, the inflatable blimp, to half of their sewer set. And it was just one of those finds that day that I used to watch the movies all the time, but I never really owned the actual figures. And man, those things were just, I mean, that was like childhood right there. That and Lego. But the fact that later in life, and again, 6 years ago, when I realized like this whole toy community and like collector aspect of it, the fact that I realized that there's companies remaking these nostalgic figures, these nostalgic characters. I mean, it was such a game changer that the Ninja Turtles became such a huge part of my life again that I mean, they're everywhere. Unfortunately, I don't really have a shop or a place to display them, but I go from everything from NECA to, what is it? The Playmobil. I've been hunting turtles since I think about 6-7 years ago. But yeah, Ninja Turtles have always been a huge aspect of my nerdiness, I guess.
That's like kind of like where it started, huh?
Yeah. Between that, I think Ninja Turtles and I think Power Rangers too, because it's like that era that they came out. But definitely Ninja Turtles number one, top one.
Got you. Alrighty. What about with comics? Are you into comics? Not into comics? And then this would also include manga. If you aren't into like straight just American comics, it would include Japanese manga.
Not into manga. I haven't read anything of that. I just started collecting comics maybe about a year ago. I started with maybe about a year and a half. I started collecting a few just Spider-Man, Venoms, and just kind of anything that I could get some reference pictures to recreating like specific scenes for either figures that I have or just kind of getting ideas of, if I'm shooting a certain aspect of what would Spider-Man look like. You can Google everything for sure, but there's something about pictures in a comic that bring it a little more as a builder, as an artist, it gives you a little more depth of like, this is what it should look like. Yeah, it can look, anything can be like printed, but a comic is from that artist's depiction. This is what it should look like because he created that universe. And to emulate that, I think that would be kind of the best way to go to the source. You know, start reading on either the characters that you're trying to get involved in, or just the cities or the environments that you're trying to recreate. The last set that I'm working, or the recent set of comics that I'm working on, is the Last Ronin. I just got
shit.
And I started seeing all those Comic-Con drops that NECA has, and I mean that was, again, Ninja Turtles. It's anything turtle related. It was like, you know, when this comic book came out, it was just one of like, you know, he's still there. There's a turtle still fighting. You know, he hasn't given up.
As long as there's one.
So that was a comic book that I definitely, you know, strive to push myself to read because of, one, it was Ninja Turtle based, and I think it would be kind of cool just to, you know, to see what would happen or what did happen, if you guys haven't read it.
That was so wild. I couldn't believe that, and like we were having a little bit of a lively debate on who it was, why we thought who it was, and no, you're wrong, no, I'm right, you know, that type of deal and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when we figured it out, we were like, oh shit. And then just the story of like what led up to the events, how, you know, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't read it because I think it's a great read. And I know it's been close to like a year since the first issue dropped, but like there was like 2 to 3 months span in between issue 1 and issue 2, and then from 2 to 3. So I mean, it's still fairly new, but you get to see the events of what led up from, you know, point A to point B to C. And I like that it kind of plays with different timelines too, which is pretty dope. And then we get to see like some of our legacy characters expanded on, new characters that are related to legacy characters, and it's a bunch of stuff. I feel like it has stuff for the classic fans, stuff for new fans. Anybody and everybody could join it. And it's like you could pick up issue 1 and not really have any you know, past history of the Turtles, and you'll be fine. You don't need to know everything that led up to this point.
I think that's the kind of cool thing that I felt connected with this too, because people that like the Ninja Turtles may have an aspect of, or may have an idea of, okay, the Turtles, this is how the Turtles were made, or this is what happened and what led them to their story. Me, as someone that's not really in depth in with like every comic, I can tell you the most recent Spider-Man or Spider-Man number this, but I like the aspect that you can start certain books that are going to just throw you right into it. Yep. You know, and this was one of them that, like you said, that it was one of those things that you don't really need too much background of it. If you're interested, or if you're willing to just give a good read, it'll give you some really great details. And I mean, the story arc of that, it's really awesome. The fact that they when I saw those Turtles, the previews at the NECA booth, done. Definitely got to get that. Like, that's going to be a frame display, like its own little detail with the comic book. For and sure. And I mean, I'm sure at this point they're working on, you know, the rest of them.
For sure.
But yeah, no, I think it's going to be really cool. I like anything that'll put your creative mind going.
Yeah, and I think it was nice that they kind of like did a redesign with some classic elements of each turtle, like in this story. It's like each turtle had a new, unique look at their certain particular part of the story. And spoilers, you know, well, I mean, you kind of said it, you know, there's only one left at the end, and it's like, well, who is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
and to be honest,
they don't throw it right off the back too.
Yeah, the end of issue 1, you have no idea. You're like, is it this one? No, it might be that one. And it's like, is he mentally unstable, or what the fuck is going on?
He's going through some stuff. Yeah. He's going through just like, and that was the thing. As soon as I finished that thing, I felt just like what the fuck?
What the fuck did I just read?
Like, what the fuck did I just read, and why? Like, I felt that guttural just fuck, now I gotta wait for the next one. And
Yeah.
I picked up that comic at my like local mall at this random little comic book shop. And it just, again, I saw Turtles. I was like, what is this? He's like, well, this is a new storyline and this, and okay. And I came back next week. I was like, I need the second one. He's like, well, you're gonna have to wait. Fuck.
Yep.
I understood that, like that when a story grabs you like that, and it's just such like, I thought it was done really well.
Yeah. The one thing
it's on what, 4? It's 4 to 5 comics. 5, right?
Yeah, 5-ish mini run.
Wait, what's the last one? Do I have the last one?
Should be issue 5.
Okay.
It just recently came out.
That's the one with the Casey Jones mask, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the one. I think I'm finishing up 4. I think I might even reread 5.
There you go.
But yeah.
So to transition into collectibles, you kind of hit it when we were like starting off everything. Your introduction to collectibles was the Turtles. So I'd say, you get the check mark for the comics, get the check mark for the collectibles. We'll pivot over to anime/animation. So like that includes classic Japanese anime, but we also do throw in cartoons like Spider-Man, the animated series, Batman, the animated series, all that good stuff, just because one of our hosts, Jade, I don't know if you know Jade, J-Roo, he doesn't watch a lot of anime. He watches some, but he watches more like King of the Hill, Bob's Burgers, American Animation.
I'm right there.
Like
you know what? I'm going to fit in with him. Yeah, because there's
the
new anime. I couldn't say that I'm 100% on, but Gargoyles, Bob's Burgers. My son, it's hilarious. He's 3 years old, and we started watching Bob's Burgers. I started watching it, and he was just there at like a year and a half, and he fell in love with the song. So every time he hears it, he's just like, he starts dancing. He's just like, Bob's Burgers. So I'm like, that's like our little thing. Like that's every Saturday, Sunday morning, he's just like, yo, let's watch Bob's Burgers. Whether it's an old episode or we recently saw the movie together, it's just kind of like,
oh, there you go.
It's one of those animated shows. Like animation for me, I'm a big Disney person. Like when I was younger, I wanted to be an animator for Disney. Like I love to draw every and any type of character. Like most of my depictions, like when I got into making dios, I love the aspect of, again, creating a miniature verse of whatever you wanted. I'm able now to make any type of wall and paint any type of graffiti or any type of character I want on it. That's the fun aspect of it. Recreating something that you've always been into, whether it's old animation, new animation, or trying to make your own little cartoon. It's just, if you have the will to do it.
Can I ask you, what are your this might be kind of difficult, but like, what are like some of your maybe top 5 Disney movies or shorts or
Disney,
cartoons?
top 5 Disney. I would go Toy Story 1. Toy Story 1, Cars, Wonderful World of Disney. The Colorful World of Disney.
So you could include the animated series too, if you'd like.
You know which one I liked and I remember watching when I was younger? It was the Toucan Bird. And they did the first live action animation with, I think, the 3 Amigos.
Shit.
You know what I mean? When they first started interacting live animation, and it was just that aspect of, you can bring a character into the movies was something that I always saw, and I just always wanted to emulate that, recreate some kind of character in your mind and bring it to life or interact with it in a way. Let's see, another one animated. I'm gonna say, honestly, I didn't appreciate it as much until I was older, Fantasia, because of what exactly it took to make that. Because you're talking about old school animation.
That shit was wild.
It's just, it's pretty incredible. And don't get me wrong, these days you can probably do, if they redid Fantasia, you could probably do it in maybe a couple months and make it even better on a computer. But the fact that they did what they did with just stacks of paper, making it, I mean, they made it happen. There's so much in Disney that not just the animation, but the fabrication of, you know, robotics. You know, he recreated this world not just for himself, but for future kids, future children, future Imagineers. That to just let them know that anything's possible if you really want it.
Yes, sir.
If you really want it, if you're really motivated, you'll talk to some people and you guys will make something happen. Good ideas are really noticed, and if you're around the right people, you know, you'll make it happen.
That's for sure. I gotta say, when I was a kid, one of my favorite animated movies was Beauty and the Beast. So it's like,
this is good.
I loved like the castle. That shit was like so dope to me. And like you're talking about like walls and this and that, like these, just the castle and like the like everything.
Like the corridors, the walls and everything.
All that was beautiful. It was fucking beautiful. And especially like how they showed the differences from like before the curse, during the curse, right? And then, you know, you get the Beast, who is like this big, giant, you know, mofo that you don't mess with. But he did have a soft side to him that this woman brought out of him. Which I didn't understand and appreciate till later on, but like my favorite part, I think, like ever when I was a kid, because I would always rewind it when the Beast would fight the wolves, like when it was like Beast versus like the 20 different wolves and shit like that, and he beats the shit out of them. Yeah,
you get all like the Beast.
That was dope. And then when he fought Gaston at the end too, that was really fucking dope. And I was like, I would always watch those fight scenes. Like I would sometimes like fast forward through everything and just like watch those fight scenes. I was like, they're fucking amazing. I love them.
And that's a crazy thing. Disney, it's like you said, I don't think we appreciate it as much as a kid. I mean, I'm sure we all liked them, but now looking at it as an adult, from a different perspective, you realize like how many learning moments or how many moments you're just like, oh wow, that's like, that's not just learning, but man, that's pulling out my heartstring. Like Disney's out here trying to make me cry.
For sure, dude. And it's like hella funny because like now when I go watch a movie, like sometimes like if it has something to do with like a significant other, I tend to get slightly emotional because like I've been married to my wife going on 10 years now.
Nice, congrats.
And then thank you. And then anything with kids, man, like it gets me. And it's like I've had kids for the past 13 years. And it's like, you know, you would do anything for them. You love them. They're your life. You'd protect them from anything. You know, you would die for them. So it's like now as a parent, that's your biggest fear. Something happening to your significant other, something happening to your children. Like before, I would never be bothered by anything, never be scared of anything. Now I'm just like, you know, like stuff in movies, it bothers me a little bit. It scares me a little bit.
I mean, I have a 3-year-old. So yeah, you definitely got you got years on me, and this is a new, I want to say still a new dad coming into the realization of the switch. Yeah. And I've told this to every one of my buddies that's just having a kid or entering the dad life. You know, one day you're gonna just realize your mentality is gonna change. You know, the day of you just walking around like not looking at everything. Now I'm looking at my 12 to 6 every other day because I'm just like, I'm making sure that one, they're good. If they're good, I'm good. And it's just I don't know. It's a different way to look at things. You appreciate what you have because we all know that it can be taken away like that.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you can kind of not just appreciate, but hold on to, and I guess every little moment, and make sure that no tomfoolery is happening, at least not on your end.
Yeah, that's for sure, dude.
It's wild. Again, Disney, it's one of those places that I think it brought back so many people, whether you grew up with it or not, or you started rewatching it. I mean, there's a lot of insight to like kind of growing up as a kid, or you know, a lot of people connect with certain characters. One, because of that's the way they grew up, or you know what, this is what I watched because I wanted to escape with what I have, or this was the fantasy. Yeah. And Disney still provides that. They still bring up that anyone can do anything. Like my son's super into Encanto right now, and that movie, man, that'll bring the tears. That'll bring the tears every time. And it's such a good movie. You know, it's great morals to it. It's great for families, but I don't think I'd see it the same if I wasn't a family man. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, and there's really nothing wrong with that, because that's the line that some people haven't crossed yet, and whether they do or don't, that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
but Disney's awesome. I'm starting to rewatch. Dude, Disney Plus is kind of cool, because rewatching all these old animations. Hercules was dope.
Yeah.
Hercules, like James Wood is hilarious in that. Like the fact R.I.P. Gilbert Godfrey was Aladdin. He was the bird.
Iago.
Yeah. That's another good one.
I gotta say my top 5: Beauty and the Beast, Lilo and Stitch. Dang, I just had them, and I kind of like. Big Hero 6, Coco, and Disney Gargoyles. Those are my 5.
And Coco.
I love Coco. You want to you know how you said that Encanto gets you. Coco gets me. Coco gets me because it makes me think of my great grandmother who's no longer with us, and dude, my great grandma was just like that. So she looked similar to her.
It's such a trip, because you don't realize how much you really appreciate the family you got when you start looking at all these little movies, or not necessarily the movies put you there, but the movies definitely they nudge you in a good direction of man, this is really nice. I appreciate what I have.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But Mama Coco.
So
every time,
animation
during a dry eye when we watch that.
Oh hell no. So to go from animation, we'll go into gaming. Where did your gaming? Do you do gaming? Do you not do gaming? Where did it start? If you do gaming,
I currently have an Xbox One. I've never jumped on PC. Gaming, I normally do. I fell off Call of Duty a few years back. Red Dead Redemption, I love playing. I love the free world aspect, like Grand Theft Auto, just to kind of be able to run through cities and kind of just wreak havoc. Other than that, the most recent game I've played is Red Dead Redemption. I've been sticking to the kind of storyline and kind of just shooting around, being a bandit.
Do you do any tabletop gaming at all, by chance?
I don't. I've never jumped on tabletop, although I've been invited to because of what I do building wise. I think they'd be like, dude, if you understand the game, you'd understand the build and you'd want to jump into it more. I just haven't found, not necessarily just the time, or I get at least someone based in LA or someone close to me to be like, this is what we're doing. And I'm sure there's groups. I need to consciously be like, this is what I want to get into. I just haven't.
For sure.
Lately, foam building dials is kind of like my go-to. That's like my little escape.
Me and the guys started a D&D campaign. So we've been doing that. We've done 3-4 episodes now. I think we're probably about 5 or 6 hours into the campaign. It's very time consuming, and to try to coordinate people from West Coast, East Coast, in the middle, Midwest is kind of difficult. Everyone's on different time zones, but we do get at least an hour and a half, 2 hours every time that we do get together. So
how would it work if, let's say myself, a beginner, you would just create a character, and is it all you guys play on an actual board, or is it all digital?
So we're doing a digital board, and we host it on YouTube. So we do have it on our YouTube. We call ourselves Geeks and Goblins for that streaming thing that we do there. But to be honest, I'm probably not the best one to ask about what to do because I'm fairly new as well. If you know Matt, Major Reaction, he's done hours and hours and hours, and he's actually our dungeon master. He's the man that could hook you up and help you out, man. He has like fucking scripts that he wrote, like thick packets of scripts that he wrote, and I'm just like, holy shit, dude, that's wild. I'm like, that's insane. So
I never knew that it was such like a fun interactive game like that, because I guess, I mean, I knew it was a game that you guys got together, but I never knew that it continued this long. You know, I thought it was always like, you know, a good 6-hour game and later, guys, I killed the dragon. Some
people go like 30 hours, 50 hours and shit like that, dude. It's fucking wild.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'd be down to check that out. I'd be
so hit up Matt.
What's your what is it? What do you call it? What's the rank? What are you in?
Oh, so I'm a wizard. I'm a chaotic neutral wizard. So I'm kind of like a ranged attacker, so to speak.
So do you start off picking like a wizard, or do you start off as like a low level and then you become the wizard?
Well, you get to pick whatever class that you want. So I picked a wizard, and then you start off low class and then you work your way up. Yeah. So like right now I'm level 2. Like there's certain limitations depending on the level, and then as you level up, you get more stronger spells and cantrips and this and that. And sometimes like I think when you're first starting off, like right now I only have 5 spells, but like later on I'm gonna be able to have more spells and more magic powers, like on how many. Like right now I have limitations, like I can only use 5 per like little small missions that we go on. I can only use like 5 spells each time, but like I think the next level I'm gonna go up to 6, then after that will be 7. So yeah, so that's the other thing. You get to upgrade your gear, get to upgrade your weapons, upgrade a bunch of other shit. So yeah,
so
it's kind of like in a video game.
So when you say he has a script, is there an active? So is it like he's creating the scenarios, right?
Basically, yes. So like, and then he has like certain things that will happen. Like if we choose to go, like say like we're going down the hallway and it's a split corridor, right? He has like something that'll happen if we go to the left, something that'll happen if we go to the right. So say like, you know, to the left, we find like a huge like treasure chest and, you know, this is that. And then if we go to the right, we run into like a dragon.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's kind of, so it's really almost, I mean, it is endless as long as the story's there and you guys are willing and continuing wanting to play.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. And he has other things that he throws out at us, like say if we were like in a castle or something like that like if there's guards that, you know, that are on patrol, well, like somebody like me, I could do something to distract them. Like I have something that's like I forgot exactly, is something of, I think, rays of light. Rays of light that it basically makes 4 light orbs. So I could either do 4 small light orbs or 1 bigger one, combine them all together, and it could distract the guards. So like a light show's going down around the corner and they're like, what the fuck is that? And then that'll get their attention, so we could go the opposite way. Yeah. It's
pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I've heard of it. I never thought it was that in depth, but I mean, that's fucking awesome. I've just seen, you know what it seems like? It seems like another thing that I'm going to go down a rabbit hole and it's going to be another, sorry, babe, got to go play D&D.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like the wife is like, that's why we usually do it like Friday nights. So she doesn't like, our wives don't really care, or they're like, whatever. Yeah. So, but like during the week or the weekend, it's like, nah.
I understand that, and happy wife, happy life.
Exactly. So to get away from gaming, let's go into entertainment, and this would be like TV and movies, live action. What's, you know, some of your favorite like TV series or favorite movie series or movies?
TV series. Let's say in the last 5 years, no, it's a couple of years, I would say one of my favorites was Sons of Anarchy. I love the live action
Love
and the
Sons of
motorcycles of
Anarchy.
it. To the point that I had miniature clothes made,
Oh
and
shit!
even when,
Okay.
yeah, the miniature for like that was when I first started getting into this. So like maybe like 6 years ago, it was one of those like I loved the show and I'd rewatch it and just kind of really get into it. And this was before the Mayans show started. Had little jackets made, and I remember the first couple figures that I started collecting were Star Wars, like Black Series. So like I had the miniature Sons of Anarchy, and my toy, like my series was the Sons of Endor.
Oh shit! That's dope.
Yeah, so like the first couple pictures on my page, it's nothing but Black Series with Sons of Anarchy. I'm like, I mean, it was like this whole little series that I had in my head. It was like, yeah.
That's fun, dude. When you do shit like that, that is fun. You do your own universe.
And that's the cool thing is like when I first got into this, and even till now, it's like you do whatever. It's called a crossover, man. You get whatever you want, and you create a concept, you create the storyline. That was the thing that drew me into this, and then the fact that it's like, oh, I can make the model for it now. Done. Movies. Let's see. Huge fan of the new Batman. I'm super stoked for that. What else? I saw that a bunch of times. What did I recently say?
I watched it twice. It was a little bit too long for me, but
It was. I mean, almost 2.5, 3.
The first, basically everything up until like towards the end, like with the arena.
Mm-hmm.
The arena stuff was kind of slow, and it kind of seemed like a separate movie. But everything else before that, solid as fuck and like awesome. Just like once it gets to like the arena, it's like, all right, come on, you gotta, come on, let's look this up.
You know what movie I'm excited to go see soon is Nope, the new Jordan Peele movie.
That came out this weekend, which was fucking dope, man. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
I hear it's good. You know, I'm interested to see everything. I love to be distracted. I love to be entertained by any type of movie, any type of TV show. I'll give everything kind of the benefit of the doubt, whether I'm into it or not, or if I hear, hey, check this out. But I'm also like, I'm such a boring person sometimes too. You ever just rewatch The Office episodes?
Dude, you're preaching to the choir, bro. Like me and my daughter's in the other room right now. Me and her will binge watch like The Office. Like we've done that like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
Now at this point, we've rewatched the series like 7 times now. At this point,
I mean, it's just a genuinely good show.
It's a solid fucking show.
And you know, and I'm not one of those people like, hey, you gotta watch it. Like, hey, look, give it a shot. It's like Seinfeld. I've never committed to finish watching Seinfeld because it just didn't do it for me.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't do it for me. But The Office does.
What else? You know what I did recently watch also? Did you see the new Jurassic Park Dominion or?
I still have not watched that one. The Dominion one, I have not.
Dominion,
I need to.
It's okay. It's more comical. Mm-hmm. It made me laugh. I
don't want to. I just haven't had the chance.
Yeah, it's on. You can rent it now. It was one of those. I'm glad I watched it at home.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
But I just had bigger expectations for it because bringing back like such nostalgic characters. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I was expecting to see a few of them die. I was expecting.
Yeah.
Well, just because the what's his name, Alan Grant, one of the main guys. He didn't want to come back to JP, and so now that they had him, I thought they were gonna do this whole transition, kind of like what they were gonna do with Indiana Jones with that Shia LaBeouf. You know, the transition of the hat. He was gonna protect them and have that moment of, I got this, guys. And go run off. I'm gonna distract the T-Rex, and it's gonna end, and you're gonna have a great ending. But it was cool. It was JP, so I can't really get too mad or too frustrated watching badass dinosaurs, because they do hit that. They hit the checkpoint of like, hey, you remember this one? Remember this dinosaur? Hey, remember this one? I'm bringing it back.
That's always good.
That's always cool, especially if you're a Jurassic Park fan. TV shows.
Question: have you ever watched Warrior on HBO?
Warrior? No. What is that?
Okay, that's the one that's based off the screenplay by Bruce Lee back in like the 80s, I believe. He wrote a script for a show back in the 80s, or I believe it was a movie. He was supposed to play the main character. His sister, oh my god, his daughter recently got it, and I think it was on Stars or something like that, but they dropped it. HBO Max picked it up. The first 2 seasons are on HBO Max. They're currently filming the 3rd season right now. So, dude, it's fucking phenomenal. It's great. The main character, the guy somewhat resembles Bruce Lee, but he gets, like, when he does his fights, he copies the mannerisms, the facial expressions. He fucking kills it with the nunchakus. It takes place like back in the motherfucking day, like early gold rush era of San Francisco. So it's a lot of segregation, a lot of racism going on. There's, Chinatown, then there's the rest of San Francisco with, the whites and everything like that. Then there's, a section for the blacks, there's a section for the whites. For the Latins closer to Mexico and whatnot. It's just great, man. It mixes up a bunch of different races, a bunch of different stories. Like one episode is kind of like a Western, another one's kind of like a classic, martial arts thing. Another one's kind of like a desperado type of thing. It has a bunch of different stuff. Then there's also like fighting tournaments in there and stuff like that. There's I don't know if you watched the Mortal Kombat movie, but the dude who played...
I enjoyed it.
Okay, yeah, so Joe Talsum, he's the guy who played Sub-Zero. He plays one of the enforcers for a rival Tong, or a street gang in this show, than like the Bruce Lee character. So, dude, it's fucking phenomenal. I tell everybody to watch it if they can. It's a great show. I had it on in the background one day, and my wife sat down and watched it, and like we ended up watching season 1 and season 2 like over the course of like a 2-week period, because like she was hooked on it, bro. Dude,
I love when you just put something on and then the missive jumps on.
Yeah.
Like I started getting into, or she's into Star, like she'll watch all the Star Wars and the Marvels with me. When we started watching like Loki and what was the other one before that? The Witch.
WandaVision?
Yeah, WandaVision. She loved. That was a crazy series that she's like, yeah, I get this. I get this universe. Like, this is wild. I think we're a few episodes left of Loki. We're pretty behind on a lot of stuff, but
it's all
good.
You
gotta watch it when you can. What's another one? Other than like MCU, like, I mean, the Star Wars universe is always fun, but even like futuristic Westworld type stuff, that's wild.
Oh,
like
sure.
even to imagine, have you seen any of those Westworld figures?
I've seen the figures. I have not watched the series. I don't know why I never watched it. I think I didn't have the original streaming service it was on, so I never watched it. But I don't know. I just got to give it a chance and check it out. I hear things about it.
It's pretty cool. It brings me back to, like, I mean, being a cowboy or wanting to be like a cowboy, and I guess entering that realm of, I can be that bandit or I can be that just wild gunslinger, which is kind of cool. And I mean, they're on like season 4 or 5, so
is it still going on?
I think so.
Oh shit! Mistaken. Okay, yeah. All right, that's what's up. I did not know that.
And they've hit season 5, and I'm pretty sure they're doing another season, it's pretty fucking crazy. But
yeah, shit. Then maybe I might catch up before the next season.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? What was it? No, they weren't doing that. I would if I'm gonna just watch something. If you can sit down right now and you turn a movie on, what would it be? Your go-to movie, even if it's just not necessarily watching it or background noise.
A go-to movie for me? I don't know if I really have like a go-to movie, man. That's kind of hard. It honestly depends on like what type of mood I'm in. Like, do I want to cry? Do I want to like what do I want to do? I have like a couple different ones. Just like more like I said, like the go-to safe bet is always like The Office. That's something like if I don't know what to watch, like I just put on The Office. I restarted from episode 1, season 1, and I just like let it go like that. Yeah, but like as far as movies, I'm kind of like on whatever. It just depends on what type of mood. If I feel like watching animation, am I going to watch something from my childhood, or am I going to watch?
Lately, what I've been getting into, and I think it's just maybe because I haven't seen it in a while. But what gets me always hyped, or if I'm like just working, Back to the Future. I'll just let it play, and the nostalgic of just like like the music. It gets like where he's traveling back in time, and that little just, or he hits 88. It gets me. I mean, I could be watching it. I think it just gets me kind of like motivated to do something cool.
So I don't have a huge connection to Back to the Future. I'm. When were you born, if you don't mind me asking?
1990.
Oh, me too. Okay, gotcha. Just maybe I don't have like a huge connection with some of the 80s stuff. I mean, I do with some, just not all. I'm trying to think like what's like one of my like go-to movies that I put on like every so often. I mean, The Office, like I said, like one thing that I watch like pretty often is the Spawn HBO series from back in the day.
The movie?
No, the animated series that they had on HBO, like back in the day.
They put that on HBO?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that there was a Spawn HBO series back in the day?
No,
it's on
idea.
HBO Max right now. Check it out, man. It still holds up.
Now I know what I'm watching.
Yeah, it still holds up to today. There's 3 seasons of it. Season 1 is great. Season 2, solid. 3 kind of, they start expanding and doing other stuff, but it's still really good. Like they just it's a lot more world building and stuff like that, but all 3 are great. I watch usually all 3 seasons at least once every year.
I definitely got to jump on that. I keep seeing these ads for this this animated series on HBO. It reminds me of Conan. He looks almost identical as Conan, and he's fighting like a.
What is it called? Is it Primal?
Yeah, Primal.
Check that out. So I have not watched that, but I've heard good things about it, and it's getting a season 2.
And it's the same thing. It's a really cool animation, and I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool to maybe even recreate some of those shots with the Mezco Conan. And I think the T-Rex that would justify that would be maybe the Hammond Collection T-Rex that just came out.
Yeah, that thing's fucking beautiful.
Do some hand-to-hand combat with them too.
Yeah. Did you see well, if you don't mind, because I got to say, you check all the boxes, bro. I was going to say for the San Diego, I wanted to get into like some San Diego Comic-Con stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see the King Conan that Mezco revealed?
I did.
That shit looked beautiful. So I'm kicking myself in the ass because I never got the original Conan, because I was like, I'll just pick it up later on at my comic book shop. Oh man, did I fuck up on that? Because you know what? My comic book shop would always get like anything and everything would sit on the shelves. Like I'd be like, oh, I'm good. Like unless if it was the Mezco Direct exclusive, like I was like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
But like because it took so long and like pre-orders sold out everywhere, prices started skyrocketing. My comic shop had no extras. He's like, sorry, dude. Like I know I usually hook you up, but there's like physically no way unless somebody cancels, and I don't think anyone's going to cancel. And literally nobody did cancel. Everybody who pre-ordered it paid for their pre-order.
That became, I mean, figure of the year. I didn't buy it through Mezco either because I was like, oh yeah, what didn't sell me were the elbows.
Yeah, I didn't like the single jointed elbows. I was like, I don't know, but
like that anytime Mezco does that, it's like I'm okay. Like after John Wick, I was super disappointed.
Yes, see,
and even that's why John Wick just sits in his box and doesn't get no love.
Yeah, but Conan, for whatever reason, he looks really good and he gets some decent range.
Yeah, I
And
think the manipulate or the articulation of what he has, even with those elbows and his weapons, he doesn't need anything crazy. And I mean, D amazing with all the reviews and
that's what I was gonna say. D, man, D always
yeah.
fucking sells me on figures, bro. And I'm just like, damn it, fuck.
No, after seeing that review, I was lucky enough to get a figure from Ageless Geeks. We do this like pop up every last Sunday, and as soon as I was done setting up my booth, that was the first figure I got. And to this day, yeah, that's well, didn't Mezco before they released another one? It was like a Conan. It was like a different version of Conan, but like with different had like a different robe on or a different garment.
I can't remember.
I know I pre-ordered it. I know that for sure.
Oh yeah, they did another one recently. So this will be the third one now that we get. So technically 2 Conans and 1 King Conan.
Yeah, and that's the thing. As soon as I realized that I should have bought the first Conan, anything beyond that, they did such a good job with the first one. I don't think they're gonna drop the ball.
No, not at all.
Oh, at least I hope they don't, or at least they don't resell us on just like the same packaging with like a different hand.
Yeah. So what stood out? What stood out to you from San Diego Comic-Con? What was your like? Oh my god! Like out of everything, like I need that for sure.
Honestly, I would say the NECA dinosaurs. Do you remember that? Do you remember that TV show?
I do.
And I would want all. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I want all the Mezcos and all the new Black series. But as soon as I saw the baby and the dad, done. Like my wife laughed at me for the longest. She's like, "I knew you would want that." I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm like, yeah. I'm like that show right there.
I love that show back in the day
so much, and they look so great.
Oh yeah, I mean, it looks like
I think they did such a great job. That baby and the dad, they look. I hope the articulation is as good as the gargoyles for being such a big figure. I hope they're able to I hope he's able to hold the baby. That's the one thing
at the very least. Yeah. Nothing too crazy. Like he doesnn't need to get into like a Spider-Man high jump kick or fucking like web slinging, but like be able to do, like you said, like pick up the baby or hold the baby, whatever the case.
Yeah, if he could at least do the Simba pose that he's gonna do this, so we can do like a kick to the face and not the baby.
Yeah,
something like that. I would say that one would be the first. What else did I see? I would say the Ronin figures of the TMNT.
Those were dope. Those were definitely dope.
And not even just because I saw a few different pictures. I saw the one actual Ronin, but then there was like a picture of 4 separate turtles.
The one with the red bandanas?
Yeah.
Those were the I think the redo of the comic turtles, but like,
is that what that was?
Yeah. I believe so.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I would want to get the Ronin first. What else was there? Ooh, you know what? The animated series. I'm not sure what set it comes with, but like the little baby turtles. I saw them playing in the. Well, actually, NECA's going all out. They're doing the full Dio sets now. I mean, they're remaking all those nostalgic toys, the nostalgic play sets, and they're going to be.
I'm here for all of it.
I'm here for all of it, but now it's where am I going to put it?
Yeah, that's the thing, and then with the price hike of DTOLFs as well, which sucks. Like I have
custom
a couple
cabinets, man. Custom cabinets.
Ew, that's what it's gonna have to start being. Shit.
But I don't know. I mean, I say that, but I don't have a DTOLF, so I'm sure as soon as I get one, I'm gonna be all about that DTOLF life. Most of my stuff is just sitting in bins at the moment.
Oh man, that's a travesty.
Yeah, no, it's good and bad because you appreciate what you get, but then it also that fire dies really quick because you like either open it, oh man, this is awesome. All right, now let me put it away. Unless I'm actively making something for a certain figure, I'll have boxes of either Mezco or NECA or Marvel Legends on the desk, so I can get either reference size comparisons or just kind of like, okay, this is what I'm building for. This is what I'm striving to build the world for. These characters.
So I try to have like most of my stuff on display. Like currently, I just got like random model kits and some like random figures at the top of one of my detolfs over here. But then it goes down to like my Image Comics, Dark Horse, and just a miscellaneous. Got some Motu and Thundercats over there. Got my Avengers, who I want for my Avengers, and then more Image stuff, but that's just strictly Spawn at the very bottom. And then I got like anime, Power Rangers, some Storm collectibles, just like fighting figures from like different franchises mixed together. Nice. More Power Rangers. I got my daughter her own section for one of them. Got some God of War, Mythic Legions, some Hot Toys, and then more model kits. And then I have like a bunch of other different shelves that I have stuff set up and good to go. I don't really have anywhere for my gargoyles to go. So I just put them on top of my detolfs, on one of the detolfs, because like they take up a lot of fucking room, dude.
The wingspan
is crazy, but
I mean, God bless because it looks cool, but man, a 12 to 14-inch wingspan is nuts.
The one thing I loved about Bronx, dude, is that he came with the folded wings with Goliath. So I just have the folded wings. I have him with Goliath, but like Demona, I just have like the clear bands around her wings, and I have them just kind of pointed up with her rocket launcher. But dude, like as far as like reveals for me, the Iron Legion, the Steel Clan, for the gargoyles with the Xanatos.
What's the name of the guy?
Xanatos.
Xanatos. Yeah,
Xanatos and like his armor, and then all the other robot gargoyles.
Yeah, bro, because his armor, he's in the silver one, and the robots.
He's in the red. He's in the red and black one.
The red and black one.
Yeah, and then his drones are the ones that are like the silver and green.
You better watch out, Tony Stark. This is way before your time.
For reals, dude. Like before.
I remember the ship that he had when I was younger. You were able to like put him on. And it was like, thing? Yeah, it was like a gun aspect. You would pull the trigger and the wings would plop out.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Yep, I remember that.
But
dude, I was telling like my kids, like when I seen this, I was like, because I seen it over at San Diego, and I was like, I need like a whole case of just like the Steel Clan. I was like, I just need like a case. So like I talked to my comic book shop, and I was like, can I get like when they go for pre-order? I was like, I need one case of that. And I was like, I'll take one suited Xanatos and like one of his armors. And then he was like, holy shit. And he's like, I got you.
Right, yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. I was like, because like you need to have like Xanatos' crew. Like he always had like 6 to 10 drones with
6 to 10 drones just ready.
Yep.
And
ready to go.
Oh man.
I don't really army build, but I would definitely army build that.
Yeah. So this is what we're thinking. So for your shelf, your custom shelf, you do mount it to the wall, and it'll be an actual castle.
Dude, that would be fucking amazing to somehow do that. That would be fucking amazing. So, because you know how like that castle was floating at the top? Oh, it would be fucking amazing to do
let me
some shit like that.
So if this is your wall, just like how you would brace it, you would have it just, your castle would slide in, and it would be mounted to the wall.
That'd be fucking epic.
We could, man. Hey, shoot me the coordinates, shoot me your measurements, and we'll make it happen.
Shit. Okay.
Because that's the thing. It's like with these toys, you want to replicate, you want to recreate their. Sure. I mean, dude, that castle. I try to rewatch that with my kid. He got so scared.
Oh, did he? I can see that because your kid's also young, and they were like
the first couple episodes, he was not about it. So I was like,
all right, maybe he's a little too young for it. And roaring, and all black, and all you see is like these glowing eyes. Like, oh, what the fuck?
Dude, I wish I was able to like get an autograph from this dude. I met what's the guy's name? The Goliath?
Keith David.
I met him at the hotel that I work at.
They call him
I was just like,
Silver Throat.
I'm like, sir, it's really nice to meet you, but you have no idea I'm a huge fan.
Just to let you know, he also voiced Spawn in the animated series.
Did he really?
Yes, sir. That's why I love this man. I love him so much. And then, did you play Mortal Kombat 11?
Not consistently, but I played it a few times.
So I don't know if you know, but Spawn is DLC, and he also voiced Spawn in the Mortal Kombat video game.
So this man's been in this. He's been in this for years.
Oh, he's been a voice actor forever, dude. Since like back in like the early 90s up until now, dude. He's been doing video games, animated series. I mean, he does movies and stuff like that.
I remember him a lot in movies. One of my hilarious. Well, one of the things I remember him is in Armageddon. He played the fucking. He was the Joint Chief, and he was like, "Well, it is what it is. We're shooting those fucking nukes." Yep. That's what the president said. And he's like, "You're gonna." And fucking, I just remember Liv Tyler crying. He's like, "God help us all." And I was like, "Damn, you've lied. You just killed us."
Yeah, he was the dad in ATL. I don't know if you remember that movie with T.I. and Big Boy.
He wasn't. That was the dad.
He was Nunu's dad.
Fucking Nunu.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been in a lot of shit, dude.
It's a trip. You don't realize like their actual body of work unless you go into deep dives and you're like, man, this person's been a part of my life, my childhood, this voice.
Past 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like I gotta say the King Conan definitely stuck out to me as far as like reveals. Trying to think what else, man. Because like the Legends wasn't really anything too crazy. Oh, except for the HasLab. So the HasLab, I'm really hoping the one that they were teasing is Robbie Reyes, bro. I've been asking for a HasLab Robbie Reyes because like I need him like in his fit. I want like a regular civilian head and then like his actual transformed head, weapons, flame effects. I would want his hell charger. If his hell charger could light up, that would be fucking amazing to have lights and sounds on the hell charger. Like fire effects that go on and that could come off, and you can kind of just have like a regular 112 charger or have the hell charger. That'd be amazing. I don't know what they would do for stretch goals. Maybe they could go into like doing like Mephisto or fucking other figures and shit like that. Maybe do like a Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch. I don't know, other Ghost Riders. That would be kind of crazy or whatever, but I'm kind of down for whatever they want to do. But
how do you feel about that Mezco Ghost Rider?
I'm kind of like whatever with that one.
On the line, it looks cool, but it's like
I don't need it. I'm good.
I have the Marvel Legends bike and everything, and I mean that Ghost Rider's dope. The fact that like you said, it comes with the fire effect. It comes with a lot of extras, the whip included. I don't know. It could be a win or lose with some Marvel Legends. There's some that they just do extremely well. But then I feel like sometimes Marvel Legends with like certain companies like Mezco, like, oh, we're selling you this and that soft goods. If Marvel Legends started acquiring more soft goods into there, I think that would definitely take them over the top.
Oh, for sure, dude. They would give Mezco a run for their money, bro. And it's nothing against Mezco or anything like that. Like, just that interpretation of Ghost Rider, I'm kind of like whatever. But I really want. I have one. I have one. I kit bashed it, and then I painted it up a little bit more like how I wanted it to be, and then the one that came with the motorcycle, I repainted that motorcycle black. So it's just like all blacked out with like some chrome accents and stuff like that. I'm good with that. That's what I want. I have no reason for another Ghost Rider until they give us Robbie Reyes. Then Robbie Reyes will be my definitive Ghost Rider. Because right now, like that one's cool that I have in my cabinet, but Robbie Reyes is my definitive just because, he's a Latino just like me, and like that's my favorite version.
How do you feel about Namor?
I'm juiced and I'm
Right.
pumped about that, bro. And like, some people, you know, I'm not trying to throw any shade. I don't think they understand the aspect of this type of representation means a lot more than America Chavez. No shade thrown at America Chavez. Yeah, it's cool. Mexican American, dope. You know, the actress is Mexican, but technically they whitewashed that character because I think, if I'm not mistaken, she was Puerto Rican or Dominican. Yeah, and then she was dark skinned, and she had like actual, like, you know, curly, puffy hair. And you know, I'm a bald motherfucker right now, but I used to have an afro back in the day. You know, I'm half Puerto Rican, but you know, she wasn't like how it is with Namor. Namor is giving the indigenous people our ancestors. That's our ancestors right there. That's what they're giving representation. So it's for like all Latinos, because we all came from the indigenous originally.
We did, man. It's seeing that and like not.
It
I
gives
never
me
got
chills, bro. I have fucking
I
chills.
do it. I'm right here. I was literally about to say that. I was like, I've never felt more just like, damn, dude. I hope. I heard. I didn't hear. I saw someone say, I don't care what Namor is here or why he's mad, but I support everything about him.
Yeah,
everything about it. Everything about what they're giving us right now just looks dope.
I seen other people say, I'm gonna defend this man how y'all white people defended Wanda.
I support it. You know what? I'm just like yes, I've never. Again, like I got into this hobby, and every other day I'm learning about a new character, and even Namor. I was like, oh, okay, damn, this dude. I got the original Marvel Legends, and even when I got him, I was like, yo, this is the perfect dude to build the Aztec warrior. This is the perfect body, the perfect bust to like create this character that is like, yo, this is gonna be such a, I hope, an iconic. The way that the Black Panther was shown, and the way that the Black Panther is like held to like, yo, finally you got some representation for, you know, little Latinos, little kids of color that be like, you know what? Hell yeah. I want to be Namor. Hell yeah. I want to fight, whether it's Atlantis or whatever the storyline that they have of him. You know, because I mean, I don't really know how they're going to play. I haven't read too much into it myself, but just seeing like the visual aspects of it, of where they're going to trace it to. Yeah. Super fucking pumped. I'm juiced. I'm juiced to build everything and anything for that, and try to replicate just anything to give this character the spotlight that it needs.
Yeah, I'm all for that figure. I'm all for Namor. I'm all for, you know, the indigenous people, us getting our proper representation from our, you know, Mayan, Aztec, all that stuff, our heritage from back in the day. I love the way that, you know, that world looks, how the armor looks, how the people look. I love it. You know, and Tenoch Huerta is gonna fucking kill it, or is it Tenoch Huerta is gonna kill it? Dude, it just looks beautiful. And then people that are saying that they're ripping shit off of Avatar, I'm like, bro, but like in the comics, Atlanteans have always been blue. Yeah. Namor was, you know, the first mutant or whatever, and that's why he looks different colored. And he's not like a typical Atlantean. Yeah, he's not a typical Atlantean.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why he's a different color.
I'm super stoked. But man, let me tell you, this Halloween, there's gonna be so many Namors running around.
I cannot wait, bro. It's gonna be dope, bro, because you know, we're gonna have our representation. You know, all the Latinos are gonna be in the theaters, and you know, all the Black people are gonna be in the theaters. We're gonna be in there together. We're gonna be, you know, together, supporting one another, and all that stuff. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. I'm super stoked. I'm interested to see what the storyline, because I mean,
I was gonna ask you. So I heard a little something. Would you want me to potentially go into that if you're okay with potential spoilers? So it's not for sure. I would say just take this with a grain of salt because it was posted on Reddit. I don't know how true it is. So are you okay getting into it? Okay. So the potential spoilers, again, take this with a grain of salt. If you guys don't want to hear spoilers, probably fast forward about 10 minutes or so. But supposedly what it is there's a conflict that started between the two Atlanteans and Wakandans, and the master behind it, who's orchestrating everything, is actually Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
So that's what I heard.
He's orchestrating it, but to the point that he's pushing Namor to like go attack.
Yeah, to attack at Wakanda. I guess like he comes, asks Wakanda for some help for something. They refuse, and then like Doom does whatever he does to try to like push it a little bit more to where Namor comes to attack Wakanda, and all that stuff.
I think it shows that in the trailer too. I'm sure there has to be some type of I come to you asking for help, and they say no, and then he goes, okay, well, there's a couple scenes that you're gonna see the not a riptide, what do they call it?
Tsunami.
A tsunami.
Yeah.
So just like
looks like it.
I heard something as well. Just as they were kind of pushed away from, they were stretching from the Aztec, pushed into the sea because of their culture and everything was kind of disappeared or once taken over by the sea. That's what I think they may be trying to transition. Like, okay, well, just like we lost our land, we're gonna take your land. You know, there might be a big battle between that. There's one scene that I saw. What's her name? The head guard of the
Okoye of the Dora Milaje.
Yeah, when she gets
hit, and
she gets hit, I guarantee that scene right there is her and Namor, and with him and his fucking. They're going at it. It's gonna be the equivalent. I'm getting chills again of that of that scene in where Bucky, Captain America, and Tony Stark, and they're just going at it. And he's just like, you were my friend. Yeah, I was. It might get. I hope it gets that crazy.
So in the thing they say that Shuri actually picks up the mantle of Black Panther. She recreates a synthetic heart-shaped herb, and that's supposed to take her to the astral plane, right? But for whatever reason, rather than her seeing her brother, the person that's there is Killmonger.
Yeah.
And Killmonger, because you know how Killmonger was more tech. Like, I mean, he was a good fighter, but he's also very tech heavy.
It was very tech savvy. Yeah, he was smart.
So I guess like he helps her do her spiritual whatever the thing before she comes back as the actual Black Panther, and like she creates her own suit with the help of him. I know they also showed Riri Williams, and supposedly I guess she's supposed to play some type of somehow the conflict has something to do with her. I can't exactly remember because I have it screenshotted, so I'm trying to do this the best I can off of memory. But I guess she has something to do with the conflict between the two countries, and it looks like she's like almost doing like what classic Tony Stark did with beating the steel, but she hits it out in the shape of a heart, which is pretty fucking dope. But I guess that she's supposed to get a more like the basically she does her Mark 1 at the beginning of the movie, and then she gets her, a better, more advanced suit at the end.
Yeah, because her Mark 1 is supposed to have vibranium in it.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, like I tell people, this is an escape from reality. This is all entertainment. Whether you're a diehard or whether you're just a person that's like, this is kind of cool, I'm jumping into this. Look at it for what it is. It's a movie. It's something that people killed themselves, I'm sure, over. Especially, I'm hoping, which they always do, which a lot of times they do, in these MCU, they bring you storylines that they've been working on for 5 to 6 years.
Yeah,
and they're trying to mesh this up with 3 different multiverses, 3 different characters, 3 different. It's just a lot. And sometimes they may not be to your liking, but it's just a movie.
And one thing that people threw out,
escape your reality and appreciate you're in a different world.
One thing that people threw out that I would not be opposed to, because they said everything with the multiverse and people coming in, this and that. They're like, what if the person that they showed like do the claws, and that the Black Panthers that's walking up is Wesley Snipes, because he was attached to a Black Panther project that he wanted to spearhead and be T'Challa
I mean,
back before Blade, and most people don't know that. But I
I'm
was
not
like,
opposed.
yo,
I'm not
I was like,
opposed to that. That'd
I'm
be fucking
so
crazy.
down for that shit, dude. I was like, I'd be so with that shit for real.
Have
bro.
that. Hey, have the what is it? The Doctor Strange fucking thing. Have the walkthrough just like at the end of Endgame.
That
Oh
would be
man,
crazy.
not
as
not,
fuck,
not even
dude.
just that. You would just see the legs walk through, and you would hear him.
Yeah.
Woo!
That would be crazy as fuck. But I'm like, they probably won't do that. But I was like, that would be kind of cool, and I would not be opposed. But like, yeah, somebody threw that shit out on Twitter, and when I read that, I was like, actually, I'm kind of down with that. I was
They're
like,
like, hold
that'd
up,
be
I'm picking up on that. I'm down.
cool. Yeah. So yeah, and then supposedly there's an end credit scene, and that's where you finally get Doom, and he talks about like how his plan didn't go exactly how he wanted, but he was like happy that like there was a conflict and it weakened Wakanda or whatever.
Yeah, because after that, then it's the start of the new
Phase 5.
what is it? Yeah, the Fantastic Four is coming up next, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess that's going to be the beginning of Phase 5 and all that stuff. So, you know, whatever Marvel does, man, I'm here for it. I don't know why people bitch and moan and complain sometimes. Like, okay, if it's not 100% to the source material, whatever, I don't care. I just try to enjoy what we get, bro. You know?
Yeah. Enjoy what you get.
Is.
Yeah. Hey, look, everyone's got their opinion. I'm not saying you can't have it, but also to be like, no, it ruined the movie. No, it didn't. You did nothing.
Exactly.
You did nothing to make this movie.
Yeah.
You did nothing. Show up, enjoy it. Sure, do your thing, critique it, but also understand people are making this for you, for me, for everyone else to do what? To get out of your normal day to day, to escape to a dope reality. Yeah. And guess what? If that movie or this reality wasn't to your liking, there's gonna be more coming.
Yeah, because like for that like 2-3 hours, we don't have to deal with the kids screaming. Don't have to deal with making meals. Hopefully the kids next week
just is engaged. And if not, guess what? There'll be a time that maybe they will be. But yeah, this is the disconnect. This is
get away from your work, whatever it is, the stress.
Yeah.
Shut your fucking brain off and just go and have a good time. Have some popcorn, have some pizza, whatever.
Don't be a superhero.
Yeah.
Go into the world that, you know what, one day, years ago, we all wanted to do this. We all wanted to be that person.
Oh,
we all wanted to be the hero. And guess what? They're making it for us. And deep down, if you don't like it, hey, start your own company.
There you go.
It's possible. Hey, people are doing it. Come up with a creative idea, and you know what? Market it, sell it. I mean, guess what? Maybe one day
Kevin Smith did that shit.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
He sure fucking did.
Perfect example. Well, Adrian, I think this is a good spot to end it. What do you think, man? Cool
I'm super down. Yeah. I hope I was cool.
Yeah, man. I loved having you on.
I always struggle sometimes. You know, I don't really do too many videos, so I feel like a goof.
Nah, man. I'm gonna make sure to put this up on the YouTube and make sure to put the links out. I'll tag you and I'll send you the links and all that good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Send me the link if you have like a crop photo for what you use. I'll repost it on my page and definitely cross promote.
Can you let people know where they could keep up with you at?
Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at That Guy's Customs. Gmail as well. If you can't reach me on there for some reason, shoot me an email. I'll get back to you. Thank you for everyone again that supported this hobby and my art, and I look forward to chatting and working with every one of you one day.
Yes, sir. And me, your host, Gil, over at Black Hole Comics, all social media, and over at the Geek Out Show, all social media as well. Till next time, make sure to stay geeked up and geek out. All right, bro.